Hi, I'm Young. So DJI Mavic 3. So DJI Mavic 3 is highly likely to be released sometime this year. In fact, most likely that it will be Q3 of 2021. However, it may get delayed to Q4 according to rumors. So today, yes, it is all about rumors and leaks. It's not confirmed information. However, if you guys want to know about the latest drone that may be coming out from DJI, or if you're interested in purchasing a new sort of professional drone, then you definitely want to hear the entire video. So the rumor of Mavic 3, it has been out, in the public for ages actually, because the initial Mavic 2 Pro and 2 Zoom, it came out like August 2018. So obviously you can see that Mavic 3, the Mavic, like the professional range series, it's definitely due for a refresher. And what kind of evidence can we find that really shows that it may be coming sometime this year? Well, our good old OsitaLV Twitter, it says that the end of mass production for Mavic 2 is near, according to some local resellers. And also according to DroneXL.com, it says that one of the resellers said that DJI has sent out a last call notification to dealers for the M2P Mavic 2 Pro. Guess what that means? Right on track for late August, early September release. And also, according to the thread of OsitaLV Twitter, somebody said that also a week ago, a discount of 1,000 yuan was made for Mavic 2 Zoom models. So yes, all this evidence seem to be pointing towards probably like later Q3 of 2021. However, let's first talk about what kind of specs we might actually see with this massive upgrade of the drone Mavic 3. First, let's talk about camera, because camera will be the most important thing to talk about for Mavic 3, because Mavic 3 would definitely be, in the professional range price as well. So you would obviously expect that it will be very serious in the whole videography, photography and everything. So this is what Mavic 3 may look like according to DroneXL, and you can see that the camera looks really big. So the very first spec that is in the rumor is that the camera would enjoy 8K resolution. Is 8K a big surprise? Well, 4K on the drone has been, in the Mavic Pro series since 2016. So it's nothing new. And the latest drone from DJI Air 2S that enjoy 5.4K resolution. And if you look at the competitors, and I do have a massive competitor drone, this is from OsitaLV, which is a very serious contender to DJI. So this drone, OsitaLV Evo 2 Pro, it has been out in the market since May 2020, and it is probably one of the highest spec drone out there. And this one in particular, I am using Evo 2 Pro. So this, okay, I need to block myself so that it will be in focus. So this particular camera enjoys 6K resolution with variable aperture. So it'll be perfect fit for anyone who wants super duper professional usage of a drone camera. And also in the OsitaLV Evo 2 series, they do also have 8K resolution, and that was also released in May 2020. So DJI being like the king of drone, what are they up to? So I would expect, we would see 8K resolution in the camera for Mavic 3 so that it can, really seriously compete against all these competitors out there. And the second spec about the camera that we need to discuss very briefly is that it would probably have Hasselblad camera. Of course, it's not confirmed, it's just rumor, but it's very likely considering the Hasselblad camera brand, which is a Swedish camera brand. It was actually, the majority stake was acquired by DJI in 2017. So let's go back to OsitaLV Twitter, because in his Twitter, and this was actually in November 25th, 2020, it actually shows the leaked photo of the possible potential Mavic 3. So the camera, you can see it is actually fairly similar to what we've seen in Mavic 2 series. However, the design is slightly different, probably bigger camera as well for bigger sensor. We haven't had any leaks on the sensor size, but then it's probably going to be more than 1-inch sensor. So now let's take a look at the entire body of the drone. What are we seeing in the leaks? So this is one of the diagrams, and you can see it is actually fairly similar to DJI, all the DJI Mavic series drone. And in this diagram, which is a bit more detailed, and apparently this is a patent filed by DJI not long ago, that you can see that the front motors are actually downward facing as opposed to upward facing that you can see at the back, as well as all the other motors that we have seen with DJI drones, even including DJI FPV. So this patent filing looks very interesting. I mean, why would it have two downward motors? I'm not entirely sure. That would prevent all this like takeoff landing from hand. Although actually even with Air 2, I do not use, hand takeoff because that's not really designed for bigger drones. When one thing that one of the drone media said is that, having these downward motors possibly, would not block some of the obstacle sensors in the body of the drone. So it will have probably enhanced obstacle avoidance if this design or otherwise gets selected for the next drone for DJI. And then also the top cover of the drone, this is what it looks like. And the design looks like it's shifted actually quite a lot from what we're used to seeing in DJI Mavic series. So looking at this top mount, the battery, according to DroneXL, they think that this is probably gonna be a rear mounted battery rather than the top mounted battery. So just to explain, the top mounted battery, it is what we are used to seeing in DJI Mavic series. This is Mavic Air 2. However, when I say the rear mounted battery, this is something very similar to what you see in OsitaLV Evo 2 Pro. So you can see that from the back, the battery comes out. So maybe this is what we might be seeing in the next iteration, next update of Mavic drones. And hopefully we're gonna see the longer battery time as well. And also we can see like more cooling system at the front, at the back as well. So maybe we might see a longer battery time as well with bigger capacity. And it sounds very likely because apparently according to DroneDJ, which is another drone media with all these like very interesting and reliable sources, they say that their source in China says that Mavic 3 Pro will definitely have a rear mounted battery. So it will be quite a big shift in the design of the drone in DJI. And one of the guesstimates by OsitaLV is that actually the cover, doesn't look that big. It is around the sizable of iPhone 12, which means, is it actually going to be Mavic 3 or is it going to be like Mini 3? However, actually when you just look at the cover and so on, I can probably see that this is actually not a terribly small cover. It may actually be for Mavic 3 rather than Mini 3 because let's think about it, like Mini 2 only came out last year, so it's not really up for refresher. So what are the other specs that we might actually see in the latest drone by DJI if it really is going to be Mavic 3? Or somebody said that, the naming, because the naming system of DJI has changed, so maybe it might be called Pro 3. But it is very likely that we would see OcuSync 3.0, which is already released in DJI FPV drone. And we would of course expect the active track, the improved active track. And also we may even see the return to home without the GPS function. So let's just quickly talk about the potential price. We can see the Mavic 2 Pro right now in the DJI official website. This is the US website. The Pro is going for $1,600. So maybe the price of Mavic 3, if it comes out, then I would expect probably, a few $100s more on top of that. Yeah, this is nothing confirmed. But I think, we will be hearing more and more rumors and leaks from different sources like DroneDJ, OsitaLV, etc. So I'll definitely, keep you guys updated on the potential new drone. I personally would like to see like some other, consumer level products rather than professional product. However, I think, we are due for some professional drone out there. So if you guys want to know more about, DJI product news and updates, then please don't forget to subscribe, like the video, and see you!